Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hey everyone, alright, you're one of my regular viewers, you already know this is an Iron Butterfly review. Alright, we are talking about the Metamorphosis album, alright? I mentioned this once before, I'm going to bring this up again. And this album, the Metamorphosis album, sorry, I'm holding this up. This is the set that I've got the Metamorphosis in. Okay, so this is Iron Butterfly Original Album Series. I'm going to get into this when I get into the next two albums, where the difference is in the original album series versus the next albums afterwards. This is Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is an album I was not expecting. That's actually kind of cool artwork on the back. This album sounds like Iron Butterfly followed Alice Cooper to Detroit, and they discovered Motown and funk. Now they've always had some soul in their stuff, but I mean we're talking like they're, instead of going garage rock, they really leaned more into the other side of things, because Detroit, I don't want to do a black-white separation, but typically, and this kind of worked a lot against a lot of bands, I think, and I think Iron Butterfly might even be a case of that. Typically, the white bands went garage rock, turning into metal kind of stuff. You got Alice Cooper, the MC5, Iggy and the Stooges, some other ones like that. On the flip side of that, you've got, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye for the, Motown, Jackson 5. And then you got the funk side with, Funkadelic. Parliament, so it really feels like Iron Butterfly followed Alice Cooper to Detroit. Really, that's kind of what it sounds like. This whole album kind of sounds like to me. Not that it sounds like those bands. It's just that time period, that place. This was the fourth album released by Iron Butterfly. It reached number 16 on the U.S. charts, which is kind of cool, but not as cool as the last album, which had reached number 3 on the charts. This is also the last album to feature as close to the original incarnation of the band, or the core band, as you were ever going to get again, sort of. I'm going to get into that when I do the Iron Butterfly Rap Party. Oddly, the song Easy Rider reached number 66 on the Billboard charts, which is one of the songs off this album. And it is their biggest song after In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and I don't understand why. It definitely was not the best song off this album, not even close to the best song off this album. So, speaking of, let's get into the songs on the album. First off, we have Free Flight. It's only like a 50-second opener. Could have been more. Weirdly wasn't. After that, we go into New Day. This one's uplifting. Has a cool groove to it. It's kind of a song that you strut down the street to, man. There's no better way to put it. You're going to strut to this one. I personally could find myself accidentally actually throwing in a step or two, a little dance move while I'm going down. I really dig this song. It's really got that kind of groove to it. Then we go into Shady Lady. This one is really kind of sexy and slinky. Has definitely some nice funk to it. There's some seriously awesome arrangements in this song, and I can't believe it's never gotten the exposure it deserves. This is one of those true hidden gem tracks. This is one of those tracks where I hope people watch this, go out and discover it, and it blows up, and all of a sudden it's this huge song 50 years later, That's really kind of what I hope for this song, because it really should be better known than it is. Best Years of Our Life. Another really good tune. This one is an album cut, but it is a very solid album cut. Song is very action-packed. It comes in at about 3:59, but it feels like it could be 5 or 6 minutes. And not in a bad way, is in the good way, where, because there is so much going on in this song, it takes you somewhere, and it takes you to multiple places where you really get a good vibe and feel going on. After that, Slower Than Guns. This one is different than anything else Iron Butterfly has ever done. All the songs I've ever heard from Iron Butterfly, they have no other song that sounds like this. This is this beautiful acoustic piece. Really sounds like it could be at home back then or easily today on a Sonata Arctica acoustic album or um, Black Acoustic, which I've already covered, the Coda Pelto Lima Taman Black Acoustic. This sounds perfectly in there. And it's really nice finger picking on the guitar. Bass just does what the bass needs to do. Some sitar thrown into it. And eventually, for some added texture, I believe there's some flute, it sounds like, and some organ softly worked in there. Really sweet album cut, though, man. Like, really killer. Then you got Stone Believer. This is, once again, another really good album track. It could have easily been a really killer cut. The only problem is this doesn't hit pop radio standards. It's back in those days, pop radio was around 2:45 is what you were aiming for. If you got into the 3-minute marker, you were going a little too far. This song is the second longest track on the album at 4:24, and it feels like the shortest. So it really is kind of BS that it never got the album player, didn't get picked up or anything like that. Should have been a single. Soldier in Our Town, another damn good song. Really solid. Really just get into this one. Very Motown-like. Channeling definitely some Marvin Gaye and Smokey Robinson on this one in combination in different parts. Really, really nice number. Then we get to Easy Rider, which I mentioned already. A perfect example of how radio executives in the 60s and 70s screwed up radio. This song clocked in at 3:05. It's the shortest song on the album, which makes it the automatic go-to single, which was kind of bullshit because out of all the songs on this album, this song's probably the most boring. It is, it's got a very erratic energy to it, which is good. It's high energy. But compared to everything else, it's just really basic. Like, it's just a really basic kind of song. Nothing that would stand out, nothing that would pop. And it's riding off the name Easy Rider. You know, it's actually Easy Rider, Let the Wind Pay the Way. And it's definitely riding off the whole Easy Rider fame and culture and stuff like that was huge at the time. And if it wasn't for that song, the title of the song, I don't think it would have done as well as it did. And there definitely was better songs on this album. That should have been singles. And the album finishes with Butterfly Blue, clocking in at 13 minutes and 55 seconds. This song is very beautiful, very majestic. The song impresses the fuck out of me. So much soul, passion, and just musical ecstasy. Most of what happens within about the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the song would be the type of styling and whatnot that would inspire Steve Vai, John Five, other American guitar virtuosos. There's definitely a lot of kind of that type of stuff in there. And that is even if they don't realize that this inspired them. This has kind of got that early vibe. It starts changing though when you hit the 5:30 marker. It goes prog for a little bit and it kind of feels cool. I mean, I enjoy it. And then around the 6:47 marker, it hits this vibe where it feels like Goblin. Goblin's a whole different story I'll have to get into for some reviews in the future. Really cool, really interesting band to talk about. But it really reminds me of Goblin. And then after that, it kind of goes into this weird barn burner foot stomper at about the 8-minute-ish marker, but it's just the guitars in that having fun before everything kicks back in and takes back off again. But before it even takes back off again, it then shifts into this really weird primitive kind of thing, and then you got this weird talk box thing going on. Really kind of experimental, and this song actually is one of the earliest uses that they know of using the talk box on an album, like actually really using it on a rock album anyways. Really cool, really interesting. And then when you get to the 11-minute 50-second marker, you're finally back into the actual real song again. So this song kind of takes you all over the place. Really cool. It's what you would expect for a tripped out instrumental from Iron Butterfly at this point. Anyways, folks, that's Metamorphosis. Those are my thoughts. Those are my views. Those are my opinions. Should you get this album? Yeah, actually, you really should check out this album. It's a really cool album. Um, I would talk about more, but it'd be spoilers for when I go to do the Iron Butterfly Rap Party, which will be coming soon. Anyways, folks, let me know what your thoughts, your views, and your opinions are. That's what the comment section is for. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. While you're on your way down, there's a link to Patreon. Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Peace. Love. Take care.